Hi friends, today I am using a very exciting tool. It's a pointer, right? And sometimes if you have something like this in the house, could be anything really, could be your favorite marker to use for pointing, but it really engages those kiddos when you need them to sit for a bit and they've got a little wiggly body. So today I'm going to be reading The Bucket Filling Fairy. And it's written by Anne Marie Gardenier Halstead. Wow, that's a long name. Illustrated by Sydney Kruger. She's the one who drew the pictures. This exciting story. Let me tell you a little bit about this book. It is an ordinary day at Strawberry Hill Summer Camp. Summer camp? Has anyone ever been to summer camp? I did when I was older, not when I was your age, but I did go to summer camp when I was a little bit older. And it was very exciting. So it was an ordinary day at Strawberry Hill Summer Camp until a magical creature arrives and surprises the campers. Trey, most of all. Trey has been dipping his friends' buckets. Dipping buckets, what does that mean? Bucket Filling Fairy, otherwise known as BFF, tries to help Trey. That buckets are for filling and making people happy can be so thrilling. Will Trey learn this important message, earn his friends' forgiveness, and become a superhero bucket filler? Or is it too late for him to change? Let's find out. Look at this picture. A lot going on there. I don't think anyone in this picture looks happy. Wow, what a way to start off a story with that page. Let's see if it gets better. It was an ordinary day at Strawberry Hill Summer Camp. That is, until Trey pushed Jasper into the art table and paint splashed everywhere. Their counselor, ooh, there's a juicy word, counselor. Can you see who the counselor is in this picture? She is the one with that necklace that's tied around her neck. And a counselor is a person who helps people give advice. They give good advice, hopefully. And that's her right here. Okay? So, the counselor, Mimi, was so upset that her face turned as red as the strawberry on her shirt. So Mimi, before she could say a word, a visitor magically appeared. A visitor. Do you see our visitor? That's right, she's here. Hi friends, I know you're surprised by the look on your face. There's a feeling word. Surprise! Now that I'm here, I will state my case. Face, case. They sound the same. They're not, but they do sound the same, right? Face and case, rhyming words. Bucket Filling Fairy is my name, and bucket filling is my game. Name and game. Two more rhyming words. I think this whole book is going to be full of exciting things and surprises. G-O-G, boy, oh boy, filling buckets brings me so much joy. My friends call me BFF, and you can too. There's so much I want to share with you. Wow, look at those pictures. Look at the faces. Can anyone find Trey? He's the one with the disappointed look. Or the sad face. Do you see Trey? Right? He almost looks like this. Remember our frustrated look? Right? Not quite like this, right? Not quite angry, but he does look like this. Oh, Trey, I hope things get better for him. All of the campers were excited, all except for Trey. Your timing is perfect, BFF. I was just about to talk to Trey and the other campers about bucket filling, said Mimi. Well, that's why I'm here. The very reason I help kids fill buckets. season after season. Right? You hear all those rhyming words? 2 or more words that sound the same. Right? Trey rolled his eyes. He already knew about bucket filling, and he learned about it at school, and he didn't want to hear about it again, especially from the rhyming fairy. There's the fairy. There's Trey. Look where all the other kids are. They are listening to her. Is Trey? Well, maybe. Right? But he's certainly not in this group, is he? Mimi reminded Trey that he hadn't filled many buckets since he'd been at camp. In fact, he dipped a lot of buckets. Look how gentle the counselor is being with Trey. Right? She's got her hand on his shoulder. She's talking to him. Right? He still looks a little bit like this, but maybe things will get better. Right? If someone talked to you in a nice, calm, and gentle way, she's not yelling or screaming, even though she's disappointed, a little upset with Trey, right? I've heard about you, young friend, and it's why I'm here. I want to help, to show you that I care. I can help you see that buckets are fulfilling, and making people happy can be so thrilling. Spitting confetti out of his mouth, Trey said, I don't see what the big deal is. It's not like I'm the meanest kid at camp or something. He's spitting out her fairy dust full of confetti. No one said that, Trey, Mimi replied kindly, but it is possible that you've done some things that were hurtful to others. Ooh, let's stop right there, friends. Hurtful. Oh, it makes me so sad to hear that word. So we can be hurtful or we can be helpful. What do you think Trey should do? Now I know that you are an amazing problem solver. So what should Trey do? Should he be hurtful or helpful? Well, no one said I hurt their feelings. Mimi explained, remember, Trey, you fill someone's bucket when you say or do kind things. You dip someone's bucket when you say or do unkind things. And your friends may not tell you when you've dipped their buckets, but I have a feeling you know when you do. Right? So the counselor is having a nice, calm conversation about the problem, right? She's trying to help Trey. Right? Do you see that? And when you dip something, like he was dipping, it means like to tip over, to lower, to drop, right? So he's dipping their buckets, not their real buckets, but their feelings, right? Their feelings inside of themselves. He's not making people feel good. And so she's saying, that's like dipping somebody's bucket. It's like dumping someone's bucket. Well, if everyone thinks I'm such a bucket dipper, why doesn't bucket filling fairy just change me into a bucket filler? You're magical, aren't you? So here's Trey having a conversation with the fairy. I'd never call you a dipper, Trey. That would be a curse. Labels like that are just the worst. Now I'll use my magic to help you see. But how you treat others, well, that's not up to me, right? It's not like magic. You've got to work on it. You've got to think about it in your mind before you say it, right? Is what I'm about to say hurtful or helpful? Before Trey realized what was happening, BFF sprinkled him with fairy dust and said, Drama mama, spaghetti confetti, fireflies to open Trey's eyes. Look at his face there. It doesn't look like this anymore. All he did was talk to his counselor on the fairy. And look at how his face is becoming. I wonder what will happen next. In a flash, Trey began to really see the things he'd done to the other kids at camp. He pointed and laughed at Charlotte's costume during the costume party. He ignored the new kid James, who tried to talk to him. He excluded Maddie and Jasper from the basketball game during free time, and he tripped his little brother Trevor during soccer. His own brother. Oh no. Have to be kind to those brothers and sisters. They're looking up to you. They want you to be helpful. Trey looked at Mimi and BFF and said, you know who BFF is, right? You remember. BucketFilling fairy. I guess you're right. I have been dipping buckets and hurting people's feelings. Oh, Trey, I'm glad you're learning. But all that dipping makes my stomach start churning. Oh, what does it mean to churn? When you feel like your stomach is churning, right? It means it doesn't feel good, and it kind of makes it hurt over and over and round. Trey felt sick too, thinking he was the one who made the other kids upset, even his own brother. Oh no. I think he's regretting. Means he's getting sorry for the things that he's done. Mimi asked, Trey, do you know why you've been acting this way? Do you have any idea why you dip kids' buckets? He thought about it and said, I don't know. Maybe they think they're being funny. But I guess they're not. Or maybe their buckets are empty and they think they can fill them by dipping other kids' buckets. And does that work? Mimi asked. No, the best way to fill your bucket is to fill someone else's bucket, right? Exactly. Good for you, Trey. It's all about filling other people's buckets. But Trey looked worried. I really messed up, he said. What if the other kids don't want to be friends with me after the way I treated them? Then Trey smiled as he remembered something. My mom says that everyone makes mistakes. What's important is that we apologize to make better choices the next time. Ooh, apologize. What does it mean to apologize? That's right. It means you're sorry. You're really sorry for that. Your mama is smart. She's exactly right. Filling keeps us happy both day and night. Oh, look at his face. He is feeling what? That's right. He's feeling happy. Trey took his mama's advice, and that very minute he did. He apologized to the other kids and asked for the chance to be a better friend. The other campers seemed surprised, but they accepted Trey's apology. As he walked back towards Mimi and BFF, he thought about how full his bucket was and how lucky he was to have such forgiving friends. So I think right there is where he's apologizing. That means he's saying he's sorry, right, for all the things that he did. Apologize. It's a big word. Mimi, BFF, they accepted my apology, Trey exclaimed. Oh, Trey, you've come so far. I think you're becoming a bucket-filling star. I don't know about that, Trey said, blushing. Friends, what does it mean to blush? Trey said that, blushing. It means your cheeks get all red and your body feels all warm inside. And maybe sometimes you feel proud and then you blush, or you feel nervous and your face gets flushed and red. But I think he was feeling proud, that the fairy was proud of him, and so was Mimi. And that's like a warm, fuzzy feeling inside when you get blushed. Well, I certainly do. You're growing and changing, and that much is true. You've learned that my magic is fun and it's pure. But you've learned that my magic isn't your cure. To change yourself, your heart must be your guide. Only you can change who you are inside. Now there's one more thing to do that I'd like you to do today. We'll call it your bucket filling lesson, part 2. Mimi and BFF asked Trey to help teach the other campers about bucket filling. Trey wasn't sure he was the best kid for the job, but Mimi reminded him that he'd filled his friends' buckets by apologizing. Ooh, what does that look like? SBF, what does that stand for? You can do this, have no fear. But first, there's something that you have to wear. Mimi, I think it's time to recognize Trey for learning about the bucket filling way. For becoming a super bucket filler, you deserve a prize. I have a feeling it's just the right size. Wow, thanks, said BFF. This is awesome, Trey said, running around like a superhero. Super bucket filler, SBF. Pretty cool. Trey, why don't you rehearse what you'd like to say to the other campers, Mimi suggested. Now you know I love magic and I think it's about time, so I'll help you to speak your lesson in rhyme. Drama mama, spaghetti confetti, lemons and limes help Trey with the rhymes. Trey began slowly and hesitantly. I've learned so much from our time here today. When dealing with others, there's only one way. Be kind to each other and every person you meet. Help them, include them, offer them a seat. Filling buckets is the very best thing that you can do. It makes others feel good and it makes you feel good too. Wow, look at his face, right? He looks calm and proud, happy. Not like he felt. Let's go to the beginning, friends. Let's go to the beginning. Remember how he felt in the beginning? It doesn't feel good to make others feel bad, does it? Oh, Trey, teaming up with you has been such a pleasure. Bucket fillers like you are truly a treasure. Now it's time to bring our sweet message home. Join in me reciting the bucket filling poem. When I fill someone's bucket, I make them feel great. We all know that love is much better than hate. When I fill someone's bucket, I fill mine up too. It makes me feel happy when I am blue. So be kind, help others, show your appreciation. Before you know it, we'll be a bucket filling nation. Spending time with you both has been so much fun, but it's clear to me that my work here is done. It's been a delight to meet you. So long for now. I'll say goodbye with a wave and a bow. Oh, wow, that's the end. That was an awesome story about filling people's buckets up. So how can we do this at home? Well, when I was in the classroom, I remember that I had a jar and I'm going to use my pencil cup as an example. So here's your jar, and you and your families can cut out or draw and color, right? Some hearts and cut them out, right? And every time you see a family member filling someone's bucket up, saying good things, doing good things, you can put the heart in the jar, right? And then when the jar gets all full, you can have a celebration. And the celebration could be a movie night. It could be a popcorn party. And everyone can make sure that you have plenty of these, cut out plenty of these on hand, right? If you don't have red construction paper, you could use just your crayons, right? And make a red heart. And then you just fill up that little bucket or that jar and then celebrate, right? It's pretty easy to do. You just really have to think about it before you do something. Is it hurtful or is it helpful? And if it's helpful, you can remember the bucket filling fairy book. Okay? Until next time, friends. See you later, alligators.